Hey guys, today it's me again. Um, so today I want to share um one of the story that I read in the Bible and kind of really touched me, and I hope the story is able to touch you guys as much as it touched me. Um, yeah. So it's about the story of the son of Solomon and a guy called Jeroboam. So the son of Solomon was called Jeroboam, and this other guy was called Jeroboam. Why do I want to share this story? It's because I want us to really understand that the main lesson that I actually got from this story is that when God has called you to a position, you don't have to worry about other factors. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen because God is going to cover you. The position you're in is the position that God wants you to be in. He called you into that position. That's your calling. So as long as it's God who has called you to that position, you don't have to worry about others growing. You don't have to worry about others developing. You don't have to worry about others uh, being successful in their lives because you don't have to worry about, you don't have to be jealous of anyone. Because if you've been called to that position, God is going to make sure you get there. He's going to make sure you get wherever He's called you to be. So sometimes we are called in a position, but we're threatened by other people. But you shouldn't be threatened by other people because God has called you to that place and He's going to make sure you get there no matter what, right? You don't have to be scared or shaken by what you see in other people's lives, and you don't have to be afraid of sharing the blessings you've given, fearing that these people will pass you because the position you've been called to, your calling, nobody's gonna take your calling, nor they're gonna take what is supposed to be yours. What is yours, and God is going to see to it that you get there. So, the reason why I'm saying all this is because I read this story in the Bible and I was really touched by this story. And I think it really gave me an understanding of what we need, of how in life we have to live. And so, for a little bit of context, I'm just going to share a little bit about this story in the Bible. It starts with the son of David, Solomon. So Solomon inherited the throne, and from that we all know about the story of Solomon, whereby he was given intelligence and wealth, and through that intelligence and wealth, he got married to so many women, and one of these women were worshipped other gods other than God, and so for that he became corrupted in terms of his assignment of serving the Lord. And so for that, God punished him, and he told him, I'm gonna let you keep reigning these people, but your son will not inherit the throne. He will inherit a small part of the throne, not everything, right? And so fast forward, after he died, his son was called Jeroboam, inherited the throne. But because God had promised that he will not inherit the whole, uh, inherit everything that comes with the throne, what happened is that God caused Rehoboam to make a wrong decision, and from that wrong decision, God brought somebody else called Jeroboam to take over a big part of Rehoboam throne. And so the story that I want to focus on is about Rehoboam and Jeroboam. And so Jeroboam a simple person, but who had, who was courageous and was, one could say, had a drive and passion to live life, right? And so for that, God chose him to inherit the big part of Rehoboam throne. And after that, Rehoboam was forced to flee. So he went to reign the small part that God had assigned him to, and Jeroboam stayed with a part of the country. And so for that, when he was reigning Jeroboam, he ended up being scared of the fact that Rehoboam can come back and reclaim what was to be his. But then Jeroboam forgot that God has put him in that position. God has called him to be in that position. God has decided that he will be in that position. And when Rehoboam tried to 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 gather the men so that they can go reclaim what was his, God forbid him to go. God told Rehoboam to not conquer Jeroboam, because it was said, and it shall happen. It was said that he was not going to reign, he was not going to inherit the whole throne. And so for that, he shouldn't conquer Jeroboam, because Jeroboam was in the promise, right? And so Jeroboam got scared of something God had already protected him from. Jeroboam could have realized that that position he was in was a position God wanted him to be in the first place. And so whatever case he was in, he should have trusted that God will protect him no matter what. But Jeroboam got scared and threatened by the presence of Jeroboam. And for that, he decided to create other gods and let the people worship those other gods, because he thought Rehoboam will come and reclaim his throne, and for that, he's going to lose it all. But God had made a decision. God had stamped on his life that he was going to inherit the throne. And our God is a faithful God. He doesn't go back to his decision. And so for that, because of what Jeroboam did, he ended up losing the throne, because he got scared of Jeroboam. But the main point of this story is that we are called in different ways and different callings. But your calling is your calling. Whatever you're called in, you are called in a position by God. And so nothing and nobody will touch you, and nothing will change the course God has already set for you. You have to be confident in God, and allow your blessing to allow yourself to be the blessing through the blessing you received from God. You shouldn't be threatened by the fact that other people are doing the same thing as you're doing. You shouldn't be threatened by the fact that other people are developing and you're not. You shouldn't be scared or shaken by the fact that the position you're in is not advancing, or it's not going wherever you think it was supposed to go. You have, as long as you're in a position God called you to be in, just be humble and enjoy that position. Enjoy whatever God has handed you. Don't be scared. Don't be jealous. God is going to see to it that you get wherever He has called you to be, right? God is going to see to it that you get wherever He wants you to be. God is going to see to it that you get there. So don't be jealous. Don't be scared. Don't be threatened. Help if you have to help. Be kind if you have to be kind. No, be kind if you are you found yourself in a situation of being kind. Be humble if you're found in a situation of being humble. Help others if you are found in a situation of helping. It's not the fact that it's not about the fact that we're doing the same thing. I will not help them so that they don't pass me. Let them pass you, because you are in God's plan. So wait, stay in God's plan, because He has better things for you. He knows better than you. And so there's no need to be jealous of others. Be kind, be humble, help regardless of where you are, because remember, you are in God's plan. God called you to that situation. So God is going to see to it that you get wherever He wants you to get. So don't be threatened by other people. Don't be scared by other people's opportunities and blessings. Don't be scared by the fact that other people are advancing and improving and growing, because wherever you are, God has called you to that place, and He's going to see to it that you get to where He's called you to be. And also you have to remember this verse that says the plans God has for us is to prosper us, not to harm us. So if you know that the plans God has for your life is good, then you're always gonna trust in the fact that you're gonna get there in the end, and you're gonna be happy with the calling. You're gonna be happy with the ending. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a great time, and you can relate with what I'm telling you. Let not be Jeroboam. Let be smarter than that. Let remember that God has called us to this position, to that place, in that situation, and we will not be harmed. Okay.